Hey guys, welcome to your lower body burner workout. Today we're going to start with some mobility to get some blood flow and mobility around the hip joints. Then we're going to move to some glute activation to make sure your glutes are firing for the whole workout. And then we'll get into our circuit and finish with some stretches. So we're going to go straight into our mobility. We're going to begin with runner's lunges. So you're going to come down onto the floor with your back knee on the floor, tuck your tailbone and hinge forward until you feel a stretch in that hip there. Then we're going to hinge back and raise the toe to stretch the hamstrings. So we'll just do that a few times each side, coming forward to stretch the hip and back to stretch the hamstring. Just getting some movement in those main muscle groups that we'll be using today. So 2 more on this side. And then swap the sides over. So tucking the tailbone to get that stretch, coming forward and back. Let's go 2 more here. And up. All right, next we've got some hip circles. So come onto your hands and knees. Keep your hips as stable as you can. And you're basically going to draw a big circle with your knee. So we'll do 5 in one direction, anti-clockwise. And then we'll do the same thing clockwise on the same leg. So turn the other way. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then exactly the same on the other side. Big circle. Make that circle as smooth as you can. You might feel some little shakes, but don't worry, that's just your hip joint warming up. And the other way. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, now that we've warmed up with some mobility, we're going to get into some glute activation. So you'll use the band that is on your bar. So unclip it from your bar that we'll be using today. And what you're going to do is you will hold the ends of the band in your hand, place the band underneath your arches, about hip width apart. You're going to take a big step to the side, squeezing your glute, and then step in small steps so your feet stay wide apart. So squeeze, step, squeeze, step. Go out to the end of your mat, and then keep going the other way. So squeeze the glute all the way through, and keep your hips nice and open so that your knees don't cave in. 1 more time each way. You should start to feel a little burn in the side of the glutes. And 1 more time. Keep that core nice and braced so your hips don't sway. All right, now that your glutes should be a little bit more fired up, we can get into the circuit. So take your band, you're going to reconnect it to the ends of your bar. And this is going to be what we're going to use. So for beginners, we will do 3 rounds with 90 seconds rest between rounds. For those who are intermediate, you will do 4 rounds with 60 seconds rest between rounds. And if you're more advanced or want a bit more of a challenge, go for 4 rounds and have 30 seconds rest between rounds. All right, so the first exercise we're going to do today, you're going to stand onto your bar and bring the bar onto the soft part of your traps. Stand nice and wide, and we're going to go for some squats. So brace your core, drive your knees forward and out as you push your hips back into your squat, then drive the knees out and squeeze your glutes to stand. So we're going to go for those squats and squeeze. All right, we'll go for 10 reps here. So that's 3, 4, and just keep that core on all the way through. Chest nice and upright. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 1 more, 10. Now for the second exercise, same thing, brace your core. You're going to come to the bottom of your squat and then halfway up for some pulses. So halfway and down. 2, 3, up to 10, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. We're going to hold here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now stand, have a little bit of a shake if you need it. It should be getting a bit of a burn on. Now we're gonna go for exercise number 4, which is in and out squats. So stand about shoulder width apart. We're gonna go for a narrow squat first. So coming down for your squat. Then you'll step 1 foot out, a little bit wider, into more of a sumo squat. Then back in, squat, out, squat, in, and out. So we'll go for 10 reps here. So keep those knees pointed outwards in the direction of the toe to avoid them caving in. Got 3 more. 2 and 1. Now we're going to go for the other side. So step in close to the right side of your mat, narrow squat, and wide. Now make it as smooth as you can, going from your narrow to your wide squat. Think about keeping your glutes and your core squeezed. And chest upright. Should be getting pretty burny right about now. You've got 5 more, nearly there. 4, 3, 2, and last one, finishing wide. All right, step 1 foot out of that band. You might want to readjust so that your foot is in the very middle. Step slightly forward. Again, placing the bar on the soft part of your traps. So we have reverse lunges. So you're gonna stay on the heel, most of the weight in the front foot. Hinge at the hips as you come back, keeping the weight in the front foot. Squeeze the glute, tap, and hinge again. Tap. Now squeeze your glute from the bottom. Again, keeping that core nice and braced all the way through. That's 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now lift the bar off to center your other foot in the middle of that band. Exactly the same. So on the soft part of your traps, engage your core, hinge down, and when you come to the top, tap, but don't shift your weight into the other foot. And tap. And try to keep that front knee above your heel as much as possible. This is going to target your hamstrings and your glutes, as well as your quads. 3 more. 2 and 1. All right, guys, take that bar off. We're going to go back to the other foot. We're going for lunges again, but this time they'll be static. Place the bar on your shoulders. You'll have 1 foot in front of one hip and 1 behind the other. So you're standing on train tracks as opposed to a tightrope. Tuck the tailbone and sink the back knee, keeping your weight nice and even in both feet. You're going to come straight down and we're going to pulse here. So go 1, 2, 3, squeeze the glutes up. 1, 2, 3, and up. So imagine your spine is going straight up and down a pole. So nice and straight posture all the way through. That's 4, 1, 2, 3, 5. Keeping that squeeze in the core as well. 6, 7. Should be really, really burning right about now. 8, 2, 3, 9. 1 more. 1, 2, 3, and 10. Now take that bar off the shoulders. Swap the feet. So other foot in the middle of the band. Set up those train tracks. Tuck the tailbone and straight down. 1, 2, 3. Up. 1, 2, 3. Up. So throughout the set, check that your glutes are squeezing. That's 4, 5. All right, nearly there. Push through that burn. The pulses make it extra difficult. Keep going, but you've got it. 1, 2, 3. We're at 8. 1, 2, 3, 9, and 1, 2, 3. That's 10. All right, guys, we have another type of lunges. So this lunge is going to be aimed at the side of your glute. So place the bar on your shoulders, same position. You have your foot in the middle of the band. So now we're going to curtsy behind the hip, keeping your hips facing straight forward, so we're avoiding turning. Come up to tap, and back down, and tap. So keep those hips square, the chest upright. We're aiming for the side of the glute. So squeeze the side glute to stand up. As you tap the other side, keep the weight on the working leg rather than shifting your weight into your tapping foot. That's 7, 8, 9, and 10. Bar off the shoulders, let's swap the feet. All right, chest up, core braced. Coming behind to tap. 2, 3, 4, 5. Keep that squeeze on the right side of the glute where you're lunging. 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, bring that bar off your shoulders. Our next exercise are good mornings. So we're going to stand nice and wide in that band. Pop the bar over your shoulders. Now we stand nice and wide with our toes slightly pointed out, so keep our hips open. You're going to push your hips back as far as you can with a neutral spine. So push your shoulder blades down your back and then drive your hips backwards. Nice and slow. Then push through your heels, thrust your hips, squeeze the glutes to stand. So 1, 2, 3, up. 1, 2, 3, up. So 10 reps here. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and last one, and 10. All right, bar off the shoulders. For the last 2 exercises, we won't need the bar on the band. So take off your band, and the last exercises will be on the floor. So place your bar down. Now we're going to come down to the floor. This exercise is single leg bridges. So we're going to loop the band around the arch of one of your feet. Pull as much tightness on the band as you would like resistance. So the tighter it is, the harder it will be. You're going to plant the opposite heel to the ground and tuck your tailbone. Tucking your tailbone will protect your lower back and use your glutes. So scoop the pelvis. We're going to push up against the band with the top foot into a bridge, and then lower down and tuck and down. So 10 reps here. Really squeezing that glute and hamstring as you come up. If it helps you, you can pull your heel towards you. This will help with activation if you're struggling. So we've got 3 more. 3, 2, and last one. Roll back down. Now we're going to sit up, swap the feet over. So around the other arch. Same position. Scoop the pelvis, then push. 2, 3. And just keep thinking of that squeeze all the way through, making sure those glutes and hamstrings are engaged. 6, 7, 8, 9, and one more, 10. Perfect. All right, we'll come back to the first foot that you did for your single leg bridges. Same idea. One foot is left resting on the ground, other foot's in the band. You're going to push the band away from you. So extend, squeeze the glute. You're going to go as straight as you can with the leg without locking the knee. The lower down your leg is, the harder it will be. You only go down as low as you can keep your back flat on the floor. So bend and press. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and last squeeze, 10. Now sit up to swap the arches. So last set for this circuit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So try to squeeze the glute, then kick the heel away. So that you're squeezing all the way through the movement pattern. 8, 9, and 10. Rolling up. Now that was our lower body burner workout. Now we're gonna warm down with some stretches. So pop your band to the side and get into it. So our first stretch is called a pigeon stretch. You will tuck your foot across the body and slide the back knee. Now you can either sit upright or you can come down to your forearms, and this is for your glutes. So we'll hold this for 30 to 60 seconds on each side. So make sure you breathe as you go. And if you want to add more stretch to this, you can come up and reach around for the inside of the back foot. Keep the tailbone as tucked as possible. Pull this up as much as possible. This is going to open the hips and stretch the quads. Now every time you breathe out, you might be able to stretch it that little bit more. All right, and swapping to the other side. So tuck your leg across your body, slide the knee back, and either upright or coming down. Now, if you feel any pain in your knee, make sure that you're flicking your toe up rather than keeping it relaxed, or bring it up higher so it's not so bent. And coming up, grab the inside of the back foot, breathe in, and breathe out and pull. Now don't force it too much, just as much as it will go naturally. And now we'll come into some hamstring stretches to finish. So tuck one foot in towards your thigh, point your toe up, reach towards that toe. Now if you're quite flexible, you can hold on the outside of your arches and rest your head down. And again, every time you breathe out, you might be able to stretch that a little bit further. All right, and the same on the other side. So tuck your foot, reach towards your toe or outside of the arches, and breathe. And slowly roll back up. All right, guys, so that was our lower body burner workout. We've got compound movements and accessory movements to work on your stabilizers and main big muscle groups. Your heart rate should have gone up pretty high and you should have felt that burn. So well done on completing your workout.